The night was dark, the moon hidden behind heavy clouds. The streets of the small town were silent. Only the sound of the cold wind moved through the empty trees. A girl lay on the ground, her body still, her chest not rising. She had been in a terrible accident, and her life had slipped away. People gathered around, whispering in fear. Some cried, some prayed, but none could change the truth. The girl was gone, her skin pale, her long hair spread out across the cold earth. Her family wept, their hearts broken. The world felt empty without her light, but far away, in the shadow of the forest, two glowing green eyes opened. They belonged to a creature not of this world, a cat, but not like any cat seen on earth. Its body was black like the night sky. Its fur shimmered faintly, as if stars lived inside it. Each step it took left a faint glowing mark on the ground. The villagers had seen this creature before, and they feared it. They called it a demon, a spirit, a cursed monster. The alien cat moved silently through the crowd. Nobody saw it. Nobody dared to look, as if its presence bent the air itself. It reached the place where the girl lay, its green eyes fixed on her lifeless face. For a long moment, it stood there, staring, as if deciding her fate. Then, with slow grace, the alien cat lifted its paw. The paw glowed with strange light, green and silver mixed together. It touched the girl's chest gently, and the ground trembled. The villagers gasped. The air grew heavy. A whisper spread through the wind, a sound not from this world. The girl's body jolted, her fingers twitched, her chest rose, a gasp of breath escaped her lips. She opened her eyes, glowing faintly with strange light. The crowd stepped back in shock. Some fell to their knees, others ran in fear, shouting that the monster had cursed her. But the girl sat up slowly, her long hair falling around her face. Her eyes were no longer the same. They shined with a faint golden glow. She looked at her hands and felt a power rushing through her veins. Her heart pounded like thunder. She was alive, but she was not the same. The alien cat circled her. Its glowing fur shimmered. Its eyes locked with hers. In that silent moment, she understood something without words. The cat had given her life, but it had also given her something more, a gift, or maybe a burden. She rose to her feet, weak but steady. Her family rushed forward, but fear held them back. They looked at her glowing eyes, at the strange energy around her. They whispered, "She is not the same. She is touched by the demon." The girl turned to the cat. Her voice shook. Why did you bring me back?" she asked. The cat tilted its head, and though it did not speak, she felt a voice inside her mind, soft but powerful. "You were chosen," the voice said. "Life was not meant to end for you. You carry something greater. The darkness is near, and you must stand against it." Her body trembled. She wanted to run, to cry, to scream, but the power inside her grew stronger. Her hands glowed faintly. The air around her shifted. A broken branch on the ground floated upward, controlled by her will. She gasped, dropping it in shock. The villagers cried out in terror. The alien cat stepped back, its glowing tail wrapping around itself. Its eyes burned brighter. "This power is yours now," the voice echoed in her thoughts. "But with it comes danger. You will be hunted. You will be tested. But remember this, you are not alone." The girl's heart raced. She looked at her hands, then at the terrified faces around her. She felt both fear and wonder. She had been dead, but now she was alive, stronger, different. Her life had changed forever. The alien cat slowly turned and walked toward the shadows, fading back into the forest. The girl tried to follow, but her family held her back, crying and begging her not to go. She looked once more into the darkness, knowing the creature was still watching her, guarding her. The wind howled through the trees. The night seemed heavier, and deep inside her, the girl knew one thing with certainty. This was only the beginning. The girl could not sleep that night. Her heart still beat with strange power. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the glowing green eyes of the alien cat. She heard its voice in her head, soft but heavy. "You were chosen. The darkness is near." She sat by her window, staring at the forest. The villagers whispered outside, afraid of her. Some called her blessed, others cursed, but she herself did not know what she was anymore. All she knew was this: she had died, and now she lived again, and inside her burned a power she did not understand. The next morning, she discovered something terrifying. When she touched a cup on the table, it cracked in her hand. When she tried to speak, her voice made the candles flicker. Her little brother ran from her in fear. Her mother cried, and her father begged her to hide her powers, but hiding was impossible. The power inside her was growing, stronger each hour. She felt energy in her veins like fire. Her eyes glowed brighter in the dark, and when she walked, shadows bent around her. She tried to control it, but the more she resisted, the more it escaped. That evening, as she stood alone in the field, she heard whispers, not from her head but from the air itself. Shadows moved across the grass, tall shapes with no faces, their bodies black like smoke, their voices sharp like knives. "You carry the mark." The shadows hissed, "The power is ours. Give it back, or be destroyed." Her heart pounded, fear nearly broke her. But then she felt the memory of the alien cat's touch on her chest. The power rose inside her. Her hands glowed faint gold, and with a scream, a wave of energy burst out. The shadows scattered, but not before leaving a warning. "This is only the beginning. The darkness will come for you." The girl fell to her knees, gasping, her body weak but her spirit burning. She realized the gift was not simple. It came with enemies, enemies from another world. Drawn to the power she carried, that night, she saw the alien cat again. It appeared in her room without a sound. Its glowing fur lit the darkness. She wanted to shout at it, to ask why it cursed her with this burden. But when she looked into its green eyes, her anger softened. "You fought them," the voice of the cat whispered in her thoughts, "and you survived. Do not fear the shadows. They are only the servants of something greater. The real enemy is still waiting." She clenched her fists. "Why me?" she asked in her mind. "Why bring me back? Why give me this power?" The cat's eyes narrowed. "Because only a human heart can hold this power without breaking. The old ones tried, and they fell. But humanity is different. You are different." The words echoed inside her, and for the first time she began to understand. This was not a curse, it was a choice. She had been chosen not because she was weak, but because she was strong enough to carry it. In the days that followed, her powers grew. She could lift stones without touching them. She could run faster than the wind. She could hear voices carried in the air, voices from far away. Sometimes they were warnings, sometimes cries for help, but always they reminded her she was no longer ordinary. But her new life was not easy. The villagers grew more fearful. They avoided her. Some threw stones at her house, shouting that she was not human anymore. Her family tried to protect her, but even they looked at her with doubt. One evening, when the sun bled red across the horizon, the shadows returned. This time, they were stronger, larger, their smoky forms wrapped around the village. The people screamed, houses shook. The girl stood in the middle of the chaos, her golden eyes burning. The alien cat appeared by her side, its fur blazing with starlight. "It is time," the voice whispered. "Show them who you are. Show them the power you were given." Her hands rose, glowing brighter than ever before. The air cracked with energy. She pushed the power outward, a wave of light that cut through the shadows, tearing them apart. The village shook, windows shattered, but the darkness was destroyed. When the light faded, silence filled the air. The villagers stared at her with wide eyes. Some knelt, some wept, and some fled in terror. But all knew the truth. She was no longer just a girl. She was something greater, something the galaxy itself had touched. The alien cat stood beside her, its green eyes proud. "This is only the beginning," it whispered. "The real battle is still ahead, and the shadow will not stop until it consumes the stars." The girl breathed heavily, her body trembling. She looked at her glowing hands, then at the night sky. She finally understood. Her life was no longer her own. She was chosen, and destiny was calling. The night after the battle was heavy with silence. The village was safe for now, but fear still lived in the eyes of the people. They whispered about the girl. Some called her savior, others called her cursed. Yet all of them knew one truth. She was no longer ordinary. The girl sat alone outside her house. Her golden eyes glowed faintly in the dark. The alien cat lay beside her, its fur shimmering like a sky full of stars. For hours they said nothing. The only sound was the wind and the distant cries of night creatures. Finally, she broke the silence. "Those shadows were only the beginning, weren't they?" she asked softly. The cat's green eyes turned to her, and its voice entered her mind. "Yes, the true enemy has not yet shown itself. The darkness you fought serves a master, a force older than your world. It is coming, and it will not stop." Her heart tightened. Fear touched her, but it did not break her. She had died once and lived again. She had seen the shadows fall under her power. She knew now that she could not turn away. The days passed. The girl trained in secret, guided by the alien cat. She learned to control her strength, to bend her energy without breaking everything around her. She could now lift heavy stones, run faster than horses, and call light to her hands. but the most powerful change was inside her heart. She no longer feared what she had become. She began to accept it. One night, as the sky split with lightning, the enemy revealed itself. A massive rift tore open above the forest. Darkness poured through like smoke. The villagers screamed and ran. The air froze, the ground shook, and from the rift stepped creatures larger than any shadow she had seen. Their bodies were twisted, their eyes burning red. They carried weapons of light and fire. The alien cat rose, its fur blazing like a star. "They have come for you," it whispered. "But remember, you are not alone." The girl stepped forward. Her golden eyes shined bright, her heart pounded. She could feel the fear of the villagers behind her, but she stood tall. She raised her hands, and golden fire sparked from her palms. The creatures roared and rushed forward. The ground cracked under their steps. But the girl did not move. She planted her feet, lifted her arms, and unleashed a wave of light that cut through the darkness. The battle began. The sky lit with fire and energy. The ground shook with every strike. The girl fought with all her strength, her hands blazing, her voice screaming. She moved faster than thought, striking down enemies with power she never imagined. Yet the darkness kept coming, wave after wave. When her strength began to fade, the alien cat leaped into the fight. Its claws slashed with starlight. Its roar shattered the air. Together, girl and cat fought side by side, each move perfect, each strike stronger than the last. The bond between them burned bright. Finally, the leader of the darkness appeared, a towering figure cloaked in shadow. Its voice shook the earth. "You are nothing. You are human, weak and fragile. You cannot stand against me." The girl staggered, her body shaking, but she lifted her head. Her golden eyes burned brighter than ever before. She shouted, her voice carrying across the battlefield. "I was human, and that is why I am strong. I was weak, and that is why I fight harder. You fear me because you know the truth. Humanity will never bow." Her words echoed like thunder. The alien cat roared beside her, and together they unleashed their power. Light and fire exploded across the battlefield. The shadow leader screamed, its body breaking apart. The rift above the forest collapsed, pulling the darkness back into nothingness. Silence fell. The night was calm again. The villagers crawled from their hiding places, their eyes wide, their voices trembling. They looked at the girl, no longer with fear, but with awe. She was not cursed, she was chosen. The alien cat stood beside her, its fur glowing softly now. "You have done what no one else could," it whispered in her mind, "but this is only the first battle. The darkness will rise again, and when it does, humanity will lead the fight." The girl nodded, her body tired, but her spirit stronger than ever. She turned to the people, her voice steady. "Do not fear me. I am still one of you, but I am also more. I was given this power to protect, and I will fight for all of us." The villagers bowed their heads. Some wept, some cheered. All knew that something had changed. The world was no longer the same. Humanity had been touched by the stars. The girl looked at the alien cat, its green eyes calm and proud. Together they turned toward the horizon, where the first light of dawn began to rise. She whispered, "This is not the end, it is the beginning." And in that moment, she understood the truth. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was not fragile. Humanity was chosen.